@NCERT video book welcomes you. Today we are going to start Chapter 5 Fun with Shapes. Let's start Chapter 5 Fun with Shapes. This boy says, Amma made a pretty rangoli with dots and shapes. Let us also make it on paper. This boy says, something is wrong. Our rangoli is not like my Amba's rangoli. You can see here, this rangoli is not like this rangoli. Let us do 1. Make Amma's rangoli on the dots given below. Kindly absorb this rangoli here and draw it here. Your rangoli should look like this, or you can match with this picture. 2. Name the shapes drawn in Amma's rangoli. You can see here triangle, here square, and here circle. Okay, you can see square here and here too. Okay, and circle, this one is circle. You have to write here triangle, the structure with having 3 sides, circle with no straight side, only one side, that is round, and square, 4 sides, 4 equal sides, and all are straight. 3. How many shapes are made with 1. Curved lines, then this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, 4 structures are made using curved lines. 2. Straight lines. Then let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 4. Use cutouts of shapes to make a rangoli design. Outline the object and color. 5. Try to make the following objects using shape Cutouts. You may use mathematics kit provided by NCERT. Teachers note, encourage children to use cutouts of shapes creatively. Let children compare two rangolis and discuss their similarities and differences. Let us do. This girl says, I want to make a gift box of sweets for Diwali. How do I make it? This girl says, let us see what a box looks like when it is opened up fully. 1. Collect some cardboard boxes and open them up carefully. What shapes do you see in the flattened boxes? If you open a cardboard box, you will see flat faces. That is, this one and this one of same size, this one and this one of same size, and one in front and one in back. You will get 6 faces and 3 pairs as same size. This girl says, I want to make an envelope for my Diwali card. This is for my grandparents. This girl says, how nice, I can show you how to make it. To make an envelope, use a square piece of paper and fold it as shown in the picture. You have to take a square sheet of paper like this and then fold like this, and this, your envelope is ready. Teacher's note, encourage children to open the box and look at the number of faces and notice their shapes. Let children make cylinders and cones with paper and cubes and cuboids with nets provided in the book. Okay, using paper, you can make cuboids like this, cubes like this. You can make cone that looks like this, or a cylinder that look like this using paper. Here is heading baking biscuits. This boy says they fit together in the box so well. This girl says yes because they are all rectangular in shape and have the same size. In previous classes, we have discussed about various shapes such as rectangle, square, circle, triangle. Okay, these things can be used to make cube, cuboid, okay, and then cone, then cylinder, okay. You can make using these shapes, okay. So biscuits are here in rectangular shape, and this box is also having rectangular shape. This girl says, observe the faces of these objects. What is common among them? Okay, they are having a square shape, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 squares have been joined to make a rectangle. This is a chocolate in the shape of rectangle. This boy says, I got a square and a rectangle after tracing the wooden box. Okay, then this wooden box can be placed vertically, horizontally, and upside down like this. Okay, one way of putting this and another way of putting it like this vertically, and after tracing it With a pencil, you will get this shape, that is a square. This girl says, I got three different rectangles after drawing outlines of the matchbox. Matchbox can be placed in similar manner like this. In vertical position and in horizontal position and inverted horizontal. After tracing it with a pencil, you will get different kinds of shape, that is these kinds of shape. Why did the two children get different shapes? Discuss. Name any three objects that have rectangular faces. For example, lunchbox, your eraser, your television. Let us do 1. Trace all the faces of any cuboidal object. Example, sharpener or eraser. Okay, if you trace any cuboidal object like sharpener or eraser, you will get three faces just similar to that of the matchbox, like this. Okay. A. How many different faces did you get? Three pairs of different faces. B. What shapes are these faces? Rectangle. Sometimes you may get a square if your eraser or sharpener has this kind of face. C. Did you get a square? It will depend on the shape of your sharpener or eraser. So answer could be no or yes. D. Can you get 6 different rectangles by tracing a cuboid? No, you will get 3 pairs same. So answer is no. E. Can a cuboid have a face like a triangle? No. F. The faces of cuboid are rectangular, rectangle or square in shape. It will depend on the type of cuboid you have taken. 2. Construct the rectangles using the sides given below. You have to construct rectangles using the side given here. Three. Draw three bigger rectangles around this small rectangle, like this. Teacher's note. Allow children to build a rectangle with 4 sticks. Observe if children have developed an intuitive sense of a rectangle. Introduce the word rectangle. Provide them opportunities to observe and draw rectangles of different sizes and in different orientation on a dot grid. 4. Count and write the number of rectangles in the following picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the bigger one 6. and one is hidden here. This one 7 and this one 8. Okay, 8 rectangles. If you count this one as rectangle, then this one and this one will become a rectangle, then the number of rectangle will be 10. But it seems to be square, so number of rectangles is 8. Let me do it once again. 1, 2, 3, this one in the middle 4, and the smaller one 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 5. Look at the different rectangles given below and answer the following questions. A. How many sides are there in a rectangle? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. B. How many corners are there in a rectangle? 1, 2, 3, 4. C. Are there any sides in a rectangle that are equal in length to each other? Yes, opposite sides are equal to each other. Okay, opposite sides are equal to each other. This one is equal to this one. Okay. Yes. D. What do you notice in a rectangle? Describe it in your own words. Same to same. This girl says, my aunt gifted us a board game. This boy says, oh, these tiles are exactly like squares. You can see it here. This is a Ludo, and the blanks here or the parts here are square in shape. Okay. The grid here present is square in shape. Square is a figure having 4 sides and all are perpendicular to each other and all are equal. The chess and Ludo boards are also square in shape. This boy says. You can see here, this is a Ludo and this is a chess. Ludo board and chess board are square in shape. This boy says, I wonder what is difference between a square and a rectangle. But this girl says, but when I fold them, they become a rectangle. After this, the boy says, I wonder what is the difference between a square and a rectangle. You can see when Ludo board is folded, you can see it here. When Ludo board is folded, it becomes rectangle. This girl says, I found a difference. Look at their sides. In a rectangle, all sides do not necessarily have to be equal in length. It is enough to have just the opposite sides be equal in length. This boy says, in a square, all sides must be equal in length. You can see it here. Square have all sides equal, whereas rectangle have opposite sides equal. 1. Both have 4 sides. 2. Both have 4 corners. Rectangle and square have 4 sides and 4 corners. How many squares do you see in this drawing? That is 1, 2, 3, and this one 4, 5, and the bigger one 6. Teacher's note: allow children to make a square with 4 sticks. Observe if children have developed an intuitive sense of a square and right angle. If you see a square carefully, you can see that their sides meet each other at right angle. That means they are perpendicular to each other. Similarly, if you see a rectangle, their sides meet each other at right angle. That is 90 degree or perpendicular to each other. Let us do 1. Here is a square. Draw two bigger squares around this square like this. 2. Use matchsticks to make a square so that it has squares on all its sides. How many squares did you get? 3. Complete the squares using the sides given below. Four, use the square cutouts from the book to do this activity. How many different shapes can you make by joining? A. 2 squares, B. 3 squares, C. 4 squares. Show them on a dot grid. Some dots grids are provided in the back of the book. Let's explore. 1. Tick the shape that are rectangles. Okay, this one, and this one, and this one. Which figures are not rectangles? Explain why. The figures that are not rectangle because they doesn't have four sides, or their sides doesn't make right angle with each other. That is, their sides are not perpendicular to each other like this, like that in square and rectangle. 2. Can you fold all the corners of a square sheet in such a way that the number of corners remains the same? Okay, take a square and just fold it from the corners such that their corners meet at the center. Then what will happen here? You will get a square of this shape. That means you will get the center square, the smaller one, and the square present in the center. Okay, this, if after folding you will get a square like this. 3. Make a square on a cardboard sheet and cut along the dotted lines marked on the square as shown to get 4 triangles. Make as many different shapes as possible by joining the 3 triangles together. How many shapes can you make? Now try with 4 triangles together. Square corners. This boy says, which tile will fit in the corner of this table? Will the same tile fit in the corner of the math book? Are the corners of a square the same? How do you know? Yes, if you place one square over another, you will see that their corners match with each other. Pile up some squares over one another and see, like this. Are the corners of a rectangle the same? How do you know? Similarly, if you pile up one rectangle over another, from the corner, then you may see that the corners are aligned with each other. Pile up some rectangles over one another and see, are the corners of the square and a rectangle the same? Yes, if you pile up square over rectangle or rectangle over a square, you will see that their corners fit each other. Okay, they align with each other. Name some objects in your class that have only square corners. Let us decorate these frames with threads, this boy says. In response, this girl says the corner of a square and a rectangle are a square corner. A square corner means sides meet each other at right angle, okay, or the sides are perpendicular to each other. Square corner means the sides which are perpendicular to each other or make right angle to each other. Are the corners of the shape the same as that of a square and a rectangle? This boy asks. How beautiful! You can see here decorative things like this. These are made using triangles, square, rectangle. Let us do. You can join two paper strips to show different corners. Less than a square corner like this. A square corner like this. More than a square corner like this. Use the strips to show a square corner. More than a square corner and less than a square corner. Can you use strip to check whether the corner of your table and the board are square corners? 1. Mark the square corners in these shapes. You can see square corner here. You can see square corner here and here. 2. Connect the dots to make some squares. How many different squares did you get? You will get 2 squares, okay, like this. Teacher's note. Encourage children to classify shapes with only square corner, shapes with less than a square corner, and shapes with more than a square corner. Some shapes will have more than one type of corner. Make such shapes using matchsticks. 3. Look at the picture given below and answer the following. A. Count and write the number of corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. B. Circle the square corners, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is 5. 4. Use two matchsticks to make two square corners and then 4 square corners. Draw and show it in the space given below. This girl says, I can use two matchsticks to make one square corner like this. 5. Murugan made 3 squares with 10 matchsticks. How many squares can you make with 12 matchsticks? Okay, you can see if you use 12 matchsticks like this, you can make 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 squares. Triangle, triangle, so many triangles. This girl says, what is common to all these things? You can see flag here, triangular flag here. You can see triangular samosa. You can see triangular decorative item. You can see triangular cake, triangular chips, triangular candle stand. This boy says they have triangular faces. Okay. Describe a triangle. Triangle have three sides, 1, 2, and 3. They have three corners, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Describe a triangle. Triangles have three sides. They have three corners. Let us do 1. Draw and name some triangular objects that you see around you in your notebook. 2. Count the number of triangles in the given rangoli. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 9, blue one, 10, 11, 12. Then orange and yellow one, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Similarly, you can count for this rangoli. 3. How many different triangles can be made using the dots on this circle? Like this, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and 4 a smaller one, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then bigger one, 5, 6. Then similar size, 7 and 8. 4. Move two matchsticks to turn the one triangle into two triangles. You can move these two sticks to make two triangles, 1 and 2. Teacher's note: paper folding and cutting to be used to create different types of triangles. Students should be encouraged to build triangles with sticks and clay. Circus with circles. You can see circus with circles here. You can see circular rings, circular drum, circular rings again, circular wheel, and many other circular things. Let us discuss 1. Have you been to a circus? You can write yes or no. 2. What does a circle look like? How is a circle different from a rectangle? If you see a rectangle and a circle carefully, you can judge the difference. A rectangle has 4 straight sides, whereas circle has only one side, and that is round too. Let us do 1. Name some objects that are like circles, that is ring, wheel, disc, and bangle. There are many more. 2. Draw colorful circles to complete the circus scene. Like this. You have to color it too. 3. Draw circles by tracing bottle caps, bangles, and rings in your notebook. Children are playing a game. They have made a circle on the ground. Have you played any game where you need to draw a circle? You can make a circle like this by fixing one end of a thread and the other tied to a pencil and revolving it around the fixed point. You will get a circle here. Try to make a circle on the playground like this. This boy says, "What are you doing with the paper plate?" This boy says, I am folding the plate in half. Open it up. See, I got a straight line going through the circle. I made it red. I made other folds and made lines blue like this. But these are shorter than the red one. They are not as long as the red line, this boy says. Again this boy says, let me fold another half and see what happens. This boy says, you get two straight lines and they meet at a point. This girl says, is that the center of the circle? Let us take a paper plate and fold it in half the same ways as the children did. Yes, you can do it like this. You will get two types of line cutting each other at right angle or are perpendicular to each other. The point where the lines meet is the center of the circle. Okay, this is the center of the circle. Okay, this point is the center of the circle. The distance from this point to the any part of the circle or any point on the circle is same. Make some puppets using circular shapes and play with them like this. Let us do 1. Look at these two shapes and discuss their similarities and differences. Take the appropriate word. You can see a square and a triangle here. Both the square and the triangle have straight edges. You can see it here. Both square and triangle have straight edges, but the number of edges is more in square than the triangle. A square have 4 edges or 4 sides and triangle have 3 edges or 3 sides. A. Their corners are same, different. Their corners are different. The corner of a triangle is less than right angle, whereas the corner of a square is equal to right angle. And number of corners same or different. Number of corners is 4 in square and 3 in triangle. So their corners are different. B. Number of sides is different. Square has 4 sides whereas triangle has 3 sides. 2. Choose any pair of shapes. Share the similarities and differences in these shapes with your friends. For example, if you choose two shapes from these shapes, this one and this one, you can see that these shapes are made using straight lines or straight edges or straight sides. But number of corners and number of sides are quite different. 3. Find the largest rectangle in these shapes, like this. 4. I made one triangle, then I made another row of triangles. How many triangles are there in the second figure? One triangle here, then another row is made here. Number of triangles 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center and the bigger one 5. If I make one more row, how many triangles will be there in the third figure? If you make triangles like this in the third row, then number of triangles will increase. You can count and write it here. 5. Here are some rectangles that are torn. How many square pieces have been torn from each shape? First you have to complete the rectangle here and then count the number of squares missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, for this figure, first you have to complete the rectangle here, then count the number of squares here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, for this figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can do this for this figure and this figure. Teacher's note. Children can play Find My Rectangle game. Use dot paper. One child marks two opposite vertices of a rectangle on the dot paper. The second child has to complete the rectangle shapes. 6. Each of these shapes can be the odd one out. How is each one odd? Discuss. 7. To complete the rectangle, tick the appropriate shapes from the left side to fill the gaps in the shape on the right side. Okay, to fill this, you can use this. For this, you can use this. For this, you can use this, and so on. 8. Draw two lines to split the shape into three triangles. You have to draw two lines to split the shape into three triangles. You can draw like this: one triangle, two triangle and three triangle. 9. Draw one line to split the shape into three triangles. You have to draw only one line to split the shape into three triangle. You can draw like this: one triangle, two triangle and three triangle. 10. Make the following shapes with different sizes and orientations, angular positions in your notebook. A triangle. You can draw triangle like this, like this, like this, and like this. Similarly, you can draw rectangle with different sizes and orientation. Similarly, for circle. The other shape that could be a square. Okay. Different orientation could be like this. Dots, dots, lines. Look at the flower decoration. This girl says. This boy says, so many lines and curves. This boy says, my grandma's saris have beautiful line borders like this. Try to make your own border designs using both curves and straight lines. You can draw any other figure. Okay. You can make any pattern like this. Continue the following line pattern. Like this. Tangram. Use the pieces from the tangram puzzle given in the end of the book. Can you create these shapes using some of the pieces? For more videos, you can subscribe NCERT video book. Thank you.